Dwarfs yours.
My dick is bigger than your dick? Are you really down to that, Piers? Well, I've got some evidence that it isn't, but I'll not go there. Nose out of the ass
North Korea?
of the tiny number of people that you think are the world. They're not the world. The world is 8 billion people.
Right.
You're speaking for the little clique that leads a tiny fraction of fewer than 1 billion of the people of the world. I believe the mayor of Tel Aviv, a former director of intelligence in the Israeli army, now the elected mayor of Tel Aviv, who says this has got to stop. We cannot win this war. That's the mayor of Tel Aviv. I can believe him.
I see
or I
zero
can believe
evidence.
Piers Morgan.
There is zero evidence that Israel can't win this war as things stand. Zero.
I made the mistake, Piers, of thinking you were a well-informed man.
I am. But when I'm actually filming my show, it's quite hard to keep up with world events.
Don't you have someone that can pass you a note?
Brace yourself for the most epic debate of 2025 yet. Piers Morgan is now the unpaid PR intern of the Israeli Defense Ministry, fumbling his way through foreign policy like a drunk uncle trying to assemble IKEA furniture with a spatula. Tonight, the man who once claimed to speak truth to power is too busy dry cleaning Netanyahu's talking points to notice he's getting verbally dismembered by George Galloway. Piers, caught with his pants down and his facts half-baked, tries defending Israel's bombing campaigns while simultaneously pretending Iran is the boogeyman hiding under every geopolitical bed. But George, calm, composed, and armed with more international nuance than Piers' entire production team, exposes the entire charade. From Galloway's surgical takedown of Piers' West is the best delusion to the way he claps back at the BBC-level arrogance of I speak for the world. This isn't a debate. It's a televised autopsy of Piers' credibility. And don't even get me started on the who's bigger, mine or yours climax. If foreign policy could be settled with a locker room tantrum, Piers could be a security of state. But thankfully, George kept it adult in the intellectual sense and left Piers flailing like a Daily Mail editorial with a head injury. Let's buckle up. If you thought Piers Morgan was a journalist, tonight's about to feel like finding out your therapist is drunk at your own intervention. Let's go.
So you want to see Iran arming itself with nuclear weapons?
Well, Israel's got hundreds.
No, I'm asking you about Iran.
You've just been talking about the slaughter of the innocent.
I'm asking you about Iran.
In Gaza. Well,
would you, George Galloway, it sounds to me like you, George Galloway, unlike the rest of the world, would like to see Iran arming itself with nuclear weapons, to which I say you've lost your marbles.
Piers, there you go again. Unlike the rest of the world.
Yeah.
Do you really think that you speak for the rest of the world?
Well, probably not China or Russia or North Korea. So let's take those 4 countries out of it, or Pakistan.
Listen,
right? But
Iran
actually, yes, most of the world has a real problem with the concept of Iran being a nuclear power, apart from you, who thinks they should have loads of nukes.
No, it's not just for me. Iran is presently the hero of the vast majority of people in the world.
Oh, rubbish.
And it's
absolute
the fact
rubbish.
That you can't see
what a
that.
load of absolute
Piers,
nonsense.
Take your eyes off the posterior of the tiny part of the world, which is the Western world.
You think that
Africa
currently
is with
most
Iran.
of the world, you think the rest of the world
America is with Iran.
You think the rest of the world
China is with Iran.
Yeah,
Russia is with Iran.
Russia,
All
China,
the Arabs are with Iran.
Russia, China,
Take
any
your
other
nose out of the ass
North Korea
of the tiny number of people that you think are the world. They're not the world. The world is 8 billion people.
Right.
You're speaking for the little clique that leads a tiny fraction of fewer than 1 billion of the people of the world.
So just to be clear,
you cannot see beyond the end of your nose.
As I suggested then, you want to put up as a defence for Iran that they're supported by China, Russia, did you mention North Korea?
That's a lot of people, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. But are they the kind of people, in terms of their own regimes, that we should be taking as good supporters of these benevolent people in Tehran?
You're living under Keir Starmer's regime, for God's sake. You're going to blame the British for Keir Starmer? The French are living under little Macron. When did you get the right to decide that 7/8 of the world's population cannot be considered valid because you, Piers Morgan, don't like their regimes? Listen, there's something else you didn't mention. And you must also have known about that. Unless you switch your mobile off at 10 o'clock at night, you already know that Iran is giving Israel a bloody good hiding every single night.
It's not, though, is it?
Described it all.
It's not, though, is it?
You described it all
It's not, though.
as a wonderful military operation being conducted by Israel.
Let me answer you. As always, the Iranian regime has put out apocalyptic statements about this will be the annihilation of Israel and everything. It's like it did the last time. And you know what happened last time? Nothing. Nothing. They fired a few rockets,
Piers.
and the dome dealt with them. This time they've got a few. This time they've got a few missiles have got through the dome. But the idea. Hang on. Let me finish my question. The idea that the Israeli Air Force have managed to inflict this kind of catastrophic damage on military commanders, nuclear scientists, nuclear sites, and all of this, and have control of the airwaves in Tehran. And the only response so far has been a few missiles that have got past the dome.
Missiles?
You say they've been pounding them. They've not been pounding Israel.
Have you seen Haifa?
They've not been pounding Israel.
You are astounded. This is something else you don't know. You didn't know about Marandi. You didn't know about the TV station.
I knew what Marandi told me. I knew what Marandi told me.
Israel.
I knew what Professor Marandi told me. Just to be clear,
hang on. You don't know about it.
Just to be clear,
I'll tell you who I believe.
Just to be
You're
clear
asking about belief.
Just to be clear,
I believe the mayor of Tel Aviv.
Sorry, if I may finish responding to you.
Can I quote an Israeli? I believe the mayor of Tel Aviv, a former director of intelligence in the Israeli army, now the elected mayor of Tel Aviv, who says this has got to stop. We cannot win this war. That's the mayor of Tel Aviv. I can believe him.
I see
or I
zero
Piers Morgan.
There is zero evidence that Israel can't win this war as things stand. Zero.
Well, why
Most
are they
of
asking the United
90%
States
of the
to join
damage
in?
is being inflicted by Israel onto Iran.
Pure nonsense, Piers. Why are
you so deluded, George? Why are you begging Donald Trump to join in? Why is your pathological hatred of all things Israel made you so deluded?
Is this something else you don't know? Do you know that Tucker Carlson and Steve Bannon are right this minute on TV debating how if Trump gives in to Netanyahu's begging him to join in and save the day, that it will be the end of the Trump presidency, that it will split MAGA down the middle? Do you not know that either?
No, why would I know that? I've been on air. How would I know that?
Well, if you're really...
Why do you expect me to know things when I'm literally interviewing people like you?
I made the mistake, Piers, of thinking you were a well-informed man.
I am. But when I'm actually filming my show, it's quite hard to keep up with world events.
Don't you have someone that can pass you a note?
I've got lots of people that do a brilliant job. That's why I have one of the most popular shows in the world.
In your ear?
Yeah, it's why my show's a lot more popular than yours, because I'm better at it than you. So stop the lectures about how good a journalist I am, or how good a broadcaster I am, or how good my team are, because if you were so good, George, you'd have a lot more people following you, a lot more people watching you. But most people think you become a delusional loon. And I think that's sad.
My dad is bigger than your dad. Not
my dad, just the number of people that watch my show massively dwarfs yours.
My dick is bigger than your dick. Are you really down to that, Piers? Well, I've got some evidence that it isn't, but I'll not go there because I'm actually astounded at the sheer ignorance, which I'm being very kind and calling it ignorance. I could easily call it lying. I could easily call it willful ignorance.
Of course you could.
That you didn't know there's tea ladies lying dead in the Iranian TV station.
To be clear,
and you interviewed Bennett and didn't even mention it to him.
To be clear, I'm being told by my team in my ear as we speak that outside of Iran, there has been no independent verification of what you are saying. So you are believing. So you are believing the words of the Iranian regime. And forgive me if I will wait for independent corroboration before believing what the Iranian regime says. You don't believe that are an Iranian regime stooge who believes anything they say.
Marandi, your frequent guest, That gentleman
Yeah.
was bombed.
He's not a
today.
gentleman.
He's not a gentleman. Oh. I think most of the people who've ever watched him think he's a gentleman.
No, I don't think he's a gentleman.
Lying.
I think he's a very disingenuous man who spews a lot of bullshit.
They don't think he's lying, Piers. They don't think he's lying.
Oh, they do, George. They do. They do.
They think he's lying when he says he was bombed in the Iranian TV station
today. He
today.
wasn't bombed. He was on air talking to me. What are you talking about?
There's footage.
How was he bombed and talking to me?
On every media platform.
He was talking to me.
Of the TV station
How on
burning.
earth was he being bombed
anyway,
as
listen,
he talked
Piers,
to me? Complete nonsense, man.
Piers,
you're talking nonsense.
Your dick is so much bigger than my dick, as your dad is so much bigger than my dad, and as your television program is so much bigger and better than mine, I'll say goodnight to you because I have rather more wholesome people.
Oh, you're running away.
Talk to.
Okay.
No, I'm not running away, but I won't be coming back.
Yeah.
Because I made the mistake of thinking that you were an honest man.
Yeah.
In fact, you're a slippery.
Well, it's okay, because I never made that mistake with you. So don't worry about it. I never made that mistake with you, George. I always thought you were thoroughly disingenuous and you prop up these evil regimes for reasons that completely baffle me. And you think you're the right guy. You think you're the honest guy. And actually, you know what? You're the kind of guy that one minute you call me a rat, the next minute I'm your hero and you're praising me. It's pathetic.
Is that why you ask me onto your show every single week, Piers?
Sorry?
Every single week. I've got the texts. Every single week you ask me onto your show. Because I'm all these things you just accuse me of?
No, I don't mind having you on to challenge you, no problem.
Every week? You ask me every week?
You came on, I think you apparently last week. We last asked you on 6 weeks ago. Why are you lying? We haven't asked you on the 6 weeks.
You asked me to come on
6 weeks.
Every single
3rd of May we asked you last time. 3rd of May, you're lying.
Your dick may be bigger than mine.
George.
Your dick may be bigger than mine.
3rd of May.
Your show may be bigger than mine. Ago. But I'll tell you what, Piers, you're a busted flush.
You know what, George? We're about to pass 4 million subscribers on Piers Morgan Uncensored, and you're walking off because you can't handle the heat.
George Galloway didn't just win this exchange. He sent Piers Morgan's credibility on one-way flight to Tel Aviv with no return ticket. While Piers clung to the Western talking points like a toddler to a security blanket, George reminded him and the rest of us that 7 out of 8 people on the face of this planet don't live in the West, don't worship at the altar of CNN and the Western propaganda, and they don't believe that Israel is some helpless underdog playing defense with bunker busters. But let's be honest, Piers spent more time measuring his dick sizes than dealing with dead civilians or international law. He was too busy flexing YouTube subs to realize George was bodying him with actual global perspectives. Galloway pulled a curtain back on the selective outrage and geopolitical arrogance and the kind of British exceptionalism that thinks a T-set and an Oxford degree qualifies you to referee Middle Eastern wars. Piers, instead of listening, defaulted to his greatest hits: deflection, denial, and the good old "you hate Israel" routine, as if criticism of a state automatically equals anti-Semitism. Nah, mate. George didn't hate Israel, he hated bullshit, and he served it cold with a side of receipts. So next time Piers wants to debate international affairs, maybe he should bring more than a bruised ego and a Wi-Fi signal. Because tonight Galloway didn't just walk off, he walked through Piers like a wrecking ball in a museum of colonial delusion. But what do you think? Did Piers get shoved over by George Galloway? Drop your comments down below, share, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.